Hey guys, it's Caitlin here and welcome back to another video. So today we are going to be doing a speed build, and this speed build has actually been a long time coming. I actually did this build like over a month ago, but because I had all of those like computer issues and I had like I didn't have a proper editing software, I didn't really want to do this because this took me like forever to film. So it was a really long video. Like I had hours of footage, so much so that I actually had to speed all of the footage up once, export it, because my editing software, I use Vegas Pro 14, and it only allows you to speed up your footage so much before it, like, you can't speed it up anymore. And it's just, even with it sped up the first time, the video still came out at 2 hours long, so I had to export it and then I had to redo it. And I'm actually hoping that the footage isn't too bad now, considering that this is the second time it's being sped up. Funnily enough though, is I actually when I was editing it around the second time, like this time, and cutting little pieces out and stuff, I actually realized that I had a good 10 minutes of sped up footage worth of a blank screen. So I obviously, when I finished this build, forgot to hit the stop recording button, and that's why this video seems a lot longer than it really needs to be. And I'm kind of happy because it means I didn't have to spend as long editing, because I know for me, is my least favorite part of getting these videos out. It's something that is a necessity and it's a must, you have to do it, but of course, being completely honest, it is my least favorite part, and I'm pretty sure that there are other people who will agree with me on that. But yeah, hopefully this is still recording my voice, because right now Vegas Pro just told me that it was not responding. So I'm just going to pause this for a moment just to double check and make sure that that was all going smoothly, and then I'll come back and continue the voiceover. You guys won't even notice I'm gone, because it'll be edited straight back in and it'll be like I'm never gone. So yeah, let me just do that for a second. So it's all good, guys. I watched over that little snippet of video where it was playing up, and it's all good. The voiceover has gone over smoothly, even though it said not responding, so that's great. I'm actually pretty happy about that. But yeah, I actually, when I was listening to it over just to make sure it wasn't all messed up and stuff, I actually realized I had not told you guys what this build was going to be, and it's actually like Little Venice. I mean, you guys already see that anyway by the thumbnail and by the title of this video, but that's what I wanted to do, was like a mini sort of Venice type thing, because I've seen Devin Bumpkin, he did kind of like a mini Santorini. Oh my gosh, I would actually love to visit Santorini one day. It looks so pretty. I think the first time I ever saw it was when I was watching Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, and I used to watch that so much because my sister was gifted the DVD by my auntie one year, so I've seen it so many times, and I think that was the first time I saw it, and I was like, what is that place? It's really cool. Like, I don't know what it is about it, but just with all the buildings being white and blue, they're very pretty, I think. So yeah, I think it wasn't until I got older that I really realized that it was, kind of like a really nice place to go and visit if you wanted to. I didn't really know how big of a tourist attraction it was when I was younger, but I do definitely see how, big it is now. So many people go over there and visit, and I can totally understand why you would want to go there, because it's really pretty. I feel like though that you'd be blinded a lot, because, come on, like white surfaces and bright sun, because it's a pretty hot place apparently. So I'm pretty sure you need a few sunnies over there. Although in saying that, I don't know if anybody else out there is like me, but when it comes to sunglasses, or, I don't suit any sunglasses. There are a few prescription like reading glasses that I suit, because I've tried on people's glasses. I'm like, I don't look too bad with glasses on. But when it comes to sunglasses, I don't know what it is, but I have never ever found a single pair that suited me perfectly, which really sucks, because a lot of the time I go without sunglasses, or I'll just use them as an accessory on top of my head. I won't actually use them to shade my eyes because they just look bad on me. When I'm driving, of course, that's a different story. When I drive, I'll wear them. I don't really care. People can't see me with them on. But other than that, I don't really wear them that much. But yeah, I mean, that's the story of my life. Caitlin does not look good in sunglasses. I bet some of you guys probably have something like that that's similar. Like there's one thing that you don't look good in. Like maybe it's hats. You don't look good in any hats. Although, I don't know. Most people look good in hats, I think. I mean, do I look good in hats? I don't know, because I don't really wear hats. I think I look okay with a beanie on, because, you know, wintertime in New Zealand, you gotta have a beanie, even though I'm in Australia now. But yeah, I'm not too sure. So anyway, we are, oh my gosh, so with this little part, I just want to quickly give a little bit of a shout out. I think it was, I mean, since it was so long ago, I can't quite remember, but I'm pretty sure that it was Unigina who I learnt this little tip from. And it's when it comes to making bridges or like underpasses, because you know when you're building a bridge on The Sims, you kind of have to make it up and it doesn't really look realistic because it's so boxy and square. There's like a little wall decor, something like that, that Unigina uses, and she upscales it and uses it kind of to create a, you know, a nicer looking bridge, something that looks more like a bridge. And I was like, oh my gosh, I never thought of doing that before. So I used her idea and I think it looks great. Like here I was thinking I was just going to use like some archways or something like that, or something just to make it look more like a bridge. But when I saw that idea, I was like, nope, definitely got to try that. And I must say it does look really, really good. And there is one thing that I do really like about this build. It's that it has boats in it. I'm so pleased I got boats in it. I don't know if they're necessarily like the right size, because you know when you scale things up, you kind of have to guess whether that would roughly be like a life-size version for like the Sims, you know what I mean? I feel like they're probably a little bit too small, but you know, it's okay. I keep having to take like a little pause just to try and listen, because yep, okay. I'm just going to quickly pause because my cat is currently climbing my screen on my window. When he does that, it means he wants to come in, and I like to let him in because he does put holes in those screens. So I'm just going to quickly pause this and I'll be back in just a sec. And I am back. I've let him in and he is now rubbing his face all over my computer, because whenever he climbs up my window, his punishment is he has to come and spend time with me in my room. Most of the time he'll just go to sleep on my bed. At the moment he's being a really smoochy cat and just trying to get all the pets that he can get. And now he's standing at the door. He wants to go, but it's okay. He can wait. He can wait. Come here. Yeah, you probably just heard a little noise, and that's because he, you know, bumped my rubbish bag. He better not knock anything over. He's like rubbing against everything, which is what he always does. Come and say hello. Can you say hello? You know, he doesn't like to meow unless he wants to get inside. Other than that, he's just a silent cat most of the time. Aren't you? I was actually trying to take screenshots the other day in my Sims game. He was sort of like half lying on my laptop and his head was kind of like on my mouse pad. Now, I really hate using laptop mouse pads. So I tend to, oops, what's that? What are you rubbing against, eh? Yeah, I tend to use like a mouse. And so I was using the mouse and he was like, had his head on my mouse pad. It was so annoying because, you know, when you like, you get the perfect frame and you're like, okay. And then you go to take a photo. Well, I did that. And because of his head was on my mouse pad, the camera freaking moved. And I'm like, gee, thanks a lot, Edgar. Thanks a lot. I just don't know what it is with cats and sleeping on computers. I know I've seen so many other people who have the same problem when their cats sleep on their computers. Never understand cats. If only I could. I actually was asking my brother yesterday. Oh, this is yeah, sorry for that little like surprise little thing. This is the little idea I was talking about that I got from Unigina with the little wall decors sized up. Please do not climb over the computer. And yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Unigina. Sorry guys, I'm very distracted at the moment because my cat is just he just wants to be pet. And no, oh, I should do like a poll and say who's a cat person, who's a dog person. If you guys haven't noticed, my new profile photo for YouTube and Twitter, if you follow me on Twitter, is actually me with 2 cat ears. And you might notice that both of the cat ears are different, and that's because they represent both of my kitty cats. So we've got one ginger cat and we've got one tabby. And can you stop doing that? You're gonna be making noises in my video. Come here. Come here. Oh gee. Yeah, so that's why I have 2 different coloured ears in my little profile picture. It's a drawing anyway, so it's okay. I wish I could like show you guys him, but I don't have a webcam. I wish I did. It's something I want to purchase in the future, but I think first I want to get like a proper computer, or maybe like a proper mic. I need a proper mic. I was looking at the blue snowball mic, but that's about 40 US on Amazon, I think, or 50 US, and converted to Aussie, that's about $80, I think. So it is a bit pricey. I usually do try to kind of like put my limit each week after my pay to $100. So it is pushing it a bit just buying a mic, because it doesn't mean, like, it means I can't really spend that much money during the week either, which is something I might have to sacrifice if I get a mic. But I think for now, with the headphones, it's completely fine. I mean, it's not the best quality, but I think it's good enough for now, and I'm only using a laptop anyway, so I think my priorities aren't exactly a mic at this point. It's probably more towards like getting a hard drive so that I can have more space on my computer. Hopefully with more space on my computer, the game will run smoother, or editing software, or OBS. I'm not too sure how all of that stuff will work, but I'm just hoping somehow having a hard drive will help the computer run smoother. Which brings me to my next topic, and this is actually completely unrelated. They have nothing to do with each other. I just thought of it while I was talking. So the other day I posted, or maybe it was just yesterday, I think, I posted a tweet on Twitter, and I asked how many people get addicted to those story apps. Like, there's this one called Episode and there's one called Choices. I don't know if there's any more, but I was asking who gets addicted to those, because I get so damn addicted to those. I don't know what it is. Like, I guess I've always enjoyed stories that allow me to make the choices, because with Episode and Choices, like, the story is all set out, but then at certain points of the story you've got a choice to make a decision of which way you kind of want the story to go. And I don't know, I really enjoy doing that, because when I was a kid we had this book called, I think it was called Lost in Slumberland, and I think it's about like this kid or something who falls asleep in a cart, and there's a clock man with a clock tower and a baker and a king, and I can't remember what else there is. And I think there's a jester as well, and then a cat that talks, I think. If any of you guys know this book, let me know, because it was one of, like, it was a childhood favorite for me. I loved reading that book. It's not even, I'm pretty sure it's not even like a popular book. It's just a book that I had when I was a kid and used to read it all the time, because I just loved making the choices. And it's so funny, no matter how many times I would play and get the same, like, not play, sorry, like, I would read it, I'd get the same outcomes as the last time. I'd just think, maybe if this time I choose a different option, I'll get a different outcome. Of course, I had gone through all of the options pretty much, so I don't think there was much more to it, but I don't know, I just had fun reading that. And I think like reading stuff like that as an like at an early age, I've kind of enjoyed that growing up, and I don't know, I just enjoy the storylines. I prefer Choices over Episode, to be completely honest, because I think the stories are made for a more mature audience. They're definitely not made for children, because there are a few things in there that you know, you probably wouldn't want your children to read about. There's suggestive stuff in there as well, so you probably wouldn't want kids to read about that. But I just like the stories because, like, if I'm being completely honest, I am a real sucker for romance novels. And even though these are like, I don't know, they're not exactly a full-on romance novel, some of them do have a bit of romance in it, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's so sweet. Because I'm into the whole, I don't know what it is, but I'm actually really into the whole corny romance stuff. That's why I absolutely love Japanese dramas and Korean dramas, Filipino dramas, Asian dramas in general. I just love them because the acting is so corny and the storyline is so corny, but I enjoy it for some crazy out there reason. I really enjoy it. I just think it's really cute, and for other people it might be a little cringeworthy to watch. I will admit, yes, it is cringeworthy, but it's a good cringeworthy for me. I don't know, it makes me feel a little happy and fuzzy, and I don't know, I just like it. Like, obviously that's not what real life is like, so I think it's kind of cool that they're taking, you know, like, it's an unrealistic situation. I think that's why I like it. I don't know. I mean, I know it's not real, it's not realistic, but I still like it. And just with these stories here on this Choices app, I literally got addicted to one called The Freshman, and it was the first one that like opened up. Like, when I downloaded the app, I try not to download the apps because, like I said, I am a sucker for romance novels. Most of them are romance novels, and I just get sucked in so easily to the point where when I have to wait for, because you have to like use keys to read the next chapter and all, so I get so sucked in to the point that I don't like to wait for the next chapter. So I actually pay money to buy keys so that I can keep reading. Because, like, I mean, can you imagine having a book in front of you and you can't even read the next chapter? Like, you end on a chapter and it's like, oh my gosh, what happens next? You can't you can't just put a book down and not continue reading. So I guess it's kind of like that with these apps. It's like, why are you doing this to me? Why are you only giving me 2 keys and making me wait 3 hours? Of course they want you to spend money. That's the whole point of having in-app purchases and having keys like that, and making sure they make a good story. I mean, it's not the best story. I will say that. It's not the best story, but anything with romance, and I'm sucked in. I'm just, honestly, I don't know what it is. I just really enjoy it. Which is weird because I don't think I've ever really had a romantic life. Like, you know, realistically, I don't think I've ever had a super romantic life. Like, I've dated, but that hasn't been like super romantic like you see off the movies. That's what I mean by they're not realistic, and I think that's why I enjoy them, because I know it's not real and stuff like that. I don't know. Bad at explaining, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so anyway, let me tell you about the story because I just really like it. So pretty much it's called The Freshman, and it's got like 4 books to 1 series. And when I downloaded Choices like earlier in the week, or was it last week? It doesn't matter when I downloaded it, but anyway, I downloaded it, and usually with these ones they give you, like, they just open up with a random story. You can either choose to read it or you can choose a different one, but I'm like, whatever, let's read it. The app has suggested it to me, so let's read it. And I started reading it. I was like, yeah, okay, alright then. And it wasn't bad. And then, like, there was, you know, a couple of people who liked it. I also like these stories because they're very diverse in what they're including. Like, they're including the LGBT community. Is that how you say it? LGBT? I'm sorry if I get that wrong, but they include people from those communities. They've got characters of different races, and they have characters with lots of different personalities. And I just really like it that people are starting to embrace those things more and more, because there is so much hate at the moment in the world, and especially with these kind of topics, there is a lot of hate going around. There's also a lot of good things going around with these topics, but there's a lot of hate, there's no doubt about that. And it's just really nice to see a company or like an app or something like that that's embracing them, bringing them all together and putting them in one and I don't know, sort of introducing it to people, whether people like it or not. Like, some people might open it and they might not mind. Like me, I'm not bothered by it, because I don't know, I'm not like super supportive, like, yeah, let's do this or whatever, but I'm not at all against anything. I accept, you know, all people pretty much, and whatever their decisions are, you know, it's their decision. I make my decisions, and I expect people to not judge me for those things, so I'm not going to judge other people. But that's what I really, really like about this app, is that they've embraced all of those different things, and, you know, so many people can read them and feel like, you know what, they've actually embraced this thing that's about me, kind of like, not literally about them, but, you know, they've experienced that and stuff, and they're like, so they can feel like that there's other people who are supporting them out there and all of that. And, you know, I just like it. I think it's nice. And I also saw that somebody did like a Muslim cast video on Twitter, and I was like, yes, I love that, because I have a lot of Muslim friends, and I honestly, I feel terrible for their community, that there are so many people out there who just treat them like, you know, like they're not normal people, because everybody is a person. Everybody, you know, just because of a few people that are from the same race who do things that aren't good, who are bad people, it doesn't make all of them bad. It's like how you have Hitler. Hitler's a German, but just because he's German and he killed thousands of people, it doesn't make all Germans bad. And it's the same for Muslims. There are, you know, groups of people who haven't done, you know, good things in their life, but it doesn't make them all bad, because, you know, you can't judge people on one group. You just can't do that. I don't know, a lot of the time I don't understand. I don't understand what goes on in people's minds to think that it's okay to treat people badly. And I'm actually like, there's this lady who's running for electorate or something. I can't remember what she's running for, but we got a magnet in the mail and it's got her face in it, and I was like, ooh, no, I do not want you on our fridge. And I came home later, I was like, oh, Dad, you put this lady on the fridge. What did you do that for? She's not a good lady. Like, I'm sure she's a good lady in a sense where, you know, with certain things, but what I mean is she doesn't stand for the right things, is what I mean. So I'm just like, why, Dad? But he doesn't care. He's like, it's a fridge magnet. So I'm like, I guess, all right, whatever. But she's just not the nicest lady, I guess. We'll put it that way. But yeah, anyway, let's divert from that topic. I think we've covered that now. But we'll divert from that. What do you call it? From that, I can't remember what I just said. From that conversation, that's it. And you know what? If anybody listening disagrees with me, and you decide to post in the comments, I do not care. Whatever you say, I do not care what you say, because I know there are a lot of people out there who will definitely disagree if you have something bad to say about what I've just talked about. So you can post all you like. I will probably just delete that comment, because I don't want any nasty comments in the comment section. But I know most people anyway who do watch my channel are all lovely people, so I'm betting that I'm probably not going to see much negative comments, which will be great, I think, because we all need to lift each other up in our Sims community. And I know that Zistel said it in her video, and there are other people who have been saying it in their video, and Prismatic Sims, she's you know, put tweets up about it, saying that we all need to love each other more and stuff. So I'm totally with you guys, because this is a simming community and we all have one thing in common, And that's what makes us all, you know, that's what brings us all together. It makes us all friends, because I know I've made so many friends, and it's all because of The Sims. So thank you to The Sims for doing that. They probably never intended to bring people together the way they have, but they've done a good job at it. I must say, they've done a good job at it. But yeah, anyway, here is our little boats, guys. I'm so happy about these little boats. They're so cute, and yeah, I don't know, I just really like this little Venice village. I know some of the buildings kind of look a little weird. I personally think some of them look weird, but I wanted them to just be random pretty much, because I know, like, in photos Venice is really random. I would love to go to Venice, actually. That would be really, like, really nice. That would be awesome. Or I could go to, like, you know, a little fake one. Like, just say this is a little fake Venice, because, I mean, technically it is anyway. But I know in Philippines, I can't remember which city, but in the Philippines they have like a little mini Venice type thing. I'm pretty sure they've got one in LA. I could be wrong, but I think there's one in LA. If you're in LA or you know of where it is and I'm completely wrong, just let me know. But yeah, that also brings me to my next topic. This time it actually kind of has relevance. So today I was at work, and the reason why it has relevance is because there was a little Filipino guy working, and I was like, who's he? And the reason why it has relevance is because I just talked about Philippines, so it reminded me. But anyway, there was a little Filipino guy at work today, and I had a little moment of feeling a little sad when I saw this man, because at my old KFC store where I used to work, just over a year ago now, I worked with lots and lots of Filipinos, and I have a manager who's really short. And most of my managers were short, actually, but I had one who was about my height, and this man who was at KFC today, he probably looked a similar age to my previous manager. He was roughly around the same height. And then I heard him speak, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you even sound like him. And it just made me like miss my old workmates, like not just my manager, but like all of my old workmates. I'm like, I miss you guys. I want to come back and see you. So, of course I didn't say that to them, but I want to go back and see them so much. Like, they were my friends for 3 years. And even when I was out of high school, I sort of lost touch with most of my friends, as I'm sure it happens to a lot of other people as well. When you finish high school, you do lose touch with some people, and so they were my friends for a good number of years, like the people I was socializing with on a regular basis and all of that jazz. So I really miss them, and I really need to visit them. And I was just talking today that I really enjoy them because I feel like they're so much more fun than, like, I hate to say it, but they're a lot more fun than the people that I currently work with. And I think it's just because of different cultures, you know, humor is different and all of that. And I just feel like my humor is more like, I feel like I mix better with my Filipino workmates than I do with my Australian, just because I don't have the same kind of humor. I can never tell whether my workmates are making jokes or not. Like, sometimes I know, but majority of the time I can't tell, like, because it's more of like a joke where it can easily be taken as something serious, or you know, and I can never tell when it's a joke. So yeah, I really miss them. But yeah, anyway, we are coming up to the screenshots. I did not do any of the finishing on the inside because I get intimidated by large builds. I just get bored as well of doing interiors, so I decided to leave the interior and just kind of do a little fun creative build and do like a little city. So this is already up in the gallery, so if anybody wants to download it, you can go ahead and do that. It's just called Little Venice, I'm pretty sure, or you can just type in my gallery ID, which is simply Caity with 3 Y's on the end, all lowercase. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this build. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will speak to you all soon. Bye!